So back in 2012, I had to start building my holistic healthcare practice for the third time from ground zero. And the problem was I had no staff, no equipment, no office, no patient base, and absolutely no money or credit to do that. Pretty much I felt alone, afraid, and powerless. And I don't know if you guys have ever wanted something and felt powerless to get it, but that's where I was. And if you pay attention to your thoughts, you'll probably find yourself defending all the reasons that you are so powerless. That's what I noticed about myself. But somewhere in me, deep in there, there was this spark of hope for a better life. One where I felt like I could provide for my kids and really live the life I wanted to live. And it was honestly that spark combined with the desire to have something different that really kept me going. And it made me stop fighting for the limitations and fight for the possibilities. So I shifted my defense from limitation to potential. And the more I did that, the more steps I would take in that direction. And the more steps I would take in that direction, the more doors would open. So none of those limits stopped me. I realized that they were self-imposed and I was the one choosing to believe in them. Even though they felt very real, and in a sense they were real, they didn't stop me from doing and being and having what I wanted. But honestly, they would have if I continued to keep fighting to keep them alive rather than letting them go. And I think we all do this all the time and we don't even realize it. All the way from big things to the smallest of things. You know, like just simply from why we need to stay in a toxic work environment that's pretty big to something as small as why we can't spend an extra 10 minutes a day reading something uplifting and productive. Still to this day, I catch myself fighting for limits when I know deep down I'm the only one placing these on myself. And it takes a real awareness to notice because sometimes it's so subtle and it's so sneaky. So often in talking with people, I will hear them explain why they can't do something, even when they want to. They will justify why situations can't change, even though they may be desperate to have them change. And it's really interesting how we as humans, like we almost enjoy hanging on to these limits. They make us feel justified because they're so concrete. They give us a platform to stand on. Sometimes because taking the steps to change just feels too hard, if not totally impossible. So the question is, what limit are you keeping alive today? What situation are you currently in that feels too hard to overcome? If you want to stay there where you are, then go ahead, keep fighting for the limitations. But if you want to expand an area of your life and really free yourself from whatever is holding you captive, then you're going to have to give up the fight to hold on to these reasons, even if they seem valid. So stop defending why things can't change. Honestly, if you want to defend something, then start defending why it is possible to get what you want. Moving, I think, out of constraint really means making the defense of possibilities more important to you than defending all the ways that you're stuck and limited. And I think we also have to be really honest with ourselves. You know, a lot of times we don't really want to change. That's why we'd rather fight for these limitations. You know, it excuses us and it's easier to justify, you know, why we're stuck when we have these valid reasons to do so. But just understand that no matter how true you feel these limits are, you are the one feeding them and you are the one sustaining them. So choose today to let go of your arguments for these limitations, and you will see how things become possible that seemed impossible. And when something seems possible now, that not only allows you to take the steps that you need to take to move towards that, but it also allows opportunities to become available to you that weren't there before. Or maybe they were there, but you just didn't see them because you were stuck. So I really want to go over some action steps that will help you do this. So I think number one is to pay attention to this inner dialogue going on, but also your outer conversations that you have with people, and notice what limits you're putting on yourself and even what you're putting on others and situations and conditions in your life. Listen to what you're saying and watch how you continue to argue and defend these limitations. So that's first. Secondly, if you decide you really want to change, then make the conscious decision to stop fighting for this position of defeat and let go of these limitations by no longer entertaining or feeding or justifying them. Every time you think about what obstacles are in your way, move your focus to possibility thinking. Even if you don't know what to do or how to do it, just simply focus on the idea that change is possible. And in time, that path is going to reveal itself to you. And then number three, if there are steps that you know that you can take right now to go and move in the direction you want to go, then just start taking one step at a time right now. And don't try to figure out the whole thing. Just take the next right step. So I hope this helps, guys. If you want to find more tips on how to shift your mindset and move forward, then check out my blog at youareunstoppable.net. And remember that you are unstoppable.